Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I know you're all decked out in your green. I know a lot of you went down to the parade today. We're going to talk about this podcast. Is going to be based around the Browns and NFL free agency this time out. Uh, uh, and we're going to get to all that. We're going to talk about uh, them signing. Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos, re-signing Zadarius Smith and Maurice Hurst, signing Jameson Winston as a backup for Watson, and other Brown stuff. We're going to talk about it. But we'll get to all that. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. George Gervin's, and it's an NBA trivia question. And I'll emphasize that George Gervin's most points scored in a quarter record was broken in 2015 by this player who still holds the record today. Who is he? I'm going to have the answer later in the podcast. Uh, the Cleveland Browns have bolstered their receiving rotation, landing wideout Jerry Jeudy in a trade with the Denver Broncos. Sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter last Saturday, the previous weekend. The Browns will send Denver a 2024 fifth and sixth round pick to complete the trade. Sources said the deal cannot officially be made completed until the new league year opens, and it opened this past Wednesday, so it already has been completed. Uh, Cleveland has been interested in signing Jeudy signing Jerry Jeudy since last season. Uh, and Sources said with the Browns moving on from quarterback Russell Wilson, while revamping their roster, Jeudy became more readily available. And as you know, Russell Wilson signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers uh, this pat this the previous week. So so I gotta tell you, this has been quite a week. Browns have made a big splash in this new league year in free agency. So and Jeudy, who turns 25 next month, had 54 receptions, 758 yards, and 2 touchdowns last season. He will give the Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson another option, slotting behind Pro Bowl wide receiver Amari Cooper and Pro Bowl tight end David Njoku. 2020 first round pick Jeudy is entering the final year of his rookie contract after the Broncos exercised uh, his fifth year option last year. He is set to make almost $13 million in 2024. Jeudy, Cooper, and wide receiver Elijah Moore, whom the Browns traded for instead of Jeudy last season, are all entering their final season under contract. Jeudy had his best season in 2022, setting career highs for touchdowns, which was 6 catches, 67, and yards, 972. Uh, Moving Jeudy along with completing other transactions, contracts, contract restructures, excuse me, and trades has helped the Broncos clear nearly 50 million in salary cap uh, space over the past 5 days, and that was previous week, while also adding 2 draft picks uh, ahead of the start of the new league year. Uh, Jeudy's Denver departure could lead to a bigger role in the offense for wide receiver Marvin Mims Jr., Broncos coach Sean Payton said during the scouting combine in Indianapolis that he and the coaching staff already discussed the need to get Mims, who was the Broncos' second pick that pick last year and was selected to the Pro Bowl as a returner this past season, more snaps in the offense. At the moment, excuse me, Mims plays the same spot Judy did in the Broncos personnel groupings at receiver. Mims played 384 snaps on offense last season, 38% of the team's plays. Now, the Cleveland Browns are re-signing defensive lineman Zadarius Smith and Maurice Hurst. According to sources, Smith's new deal is for 2 years at $3.5 million. Sources said Hurst is returning to the Browns on a 1-year deal worth up to $3.2 million. A source told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Uh, the previous week. In addition, the Browns are adding former Minnesota Vikings linebacker Jordan Hicks on a 2-year, $8 million deal, a source told Schefter. Smith, 31, finished second the Browns with 5.5 sacks last season, while starting opposite All-Pro pass rusher Myles Garrett. Smith also had 27 tackles and 8 tackles for a loss. The Browns traded 2 fifth-round picks to the Vikings last offseason to acquire Smith. Hurst had a resurgent season with the Browns in 2023 after previously battling injuries. He emerged as a key piece in the rotation at defensive tackle for Cleveland that led the NFL in several categories during the regular season. Hurst finished with 22 tackles, including 4 for loss. He also produced one of the Browns, produced one of the defensive plays of the year for the Browns, with a tip and diving interception on October 29th against the Seattle Seahawks. Hurst, however, suffered a season-ending pectoral injury in December. A 3-time Pro Bowler, Smith has 60 sacks in a career that includes stops with the Green Bay Packers, Vikings, and Baltimore Ravens. Now, we will get to one more. There's another one to the signing of Jameis Winston in just a moment. But right now, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. It's an NBA trivia question. George Gervin's most points scored in a quarter record was broken in 2015 by this player who still holds the record today. Who is it? And if you said Klay Thompson, you are correct. And he brought that record that he has is 37 points. And I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. The Browns will have another Heisman Trophy winning #1 overall pick in their quarterback room, but this one isn't called upon to lead the team to the Super Bowl. The Browns on Tuesday of last week agreed to terms with 2015 #1 overall pick Jameis Winston on a 1-year deal with worth $8.7 million as Deshaun Watson's backup. A source told Cleveland.com. Cleveland.com reported on Monday that the Browns were strongly interested in signing Winston. The deal will be finalized on Wednesday, and it was finalized on Wednesday when the league year opened at 4 p.m. Winston's contract voids, He has three void years on the contract that will expire then. His Browns deal includes significant bonuses for starts and wins. Now, the Browns opted for Winston over Joe Flacco, who saved last season with a 4-1 record in the final weeks. Now, Joe Flacco, as you know, signed with the Indianapolis Colts this past week. I think it was on Thursday, I believe. He signed with them. And so we will not see Flacco. We will not have him back. But I know if Deshaun struggles, they're going to be calling on. Their fans are going to be booing and they're going to be yelling Flacco, Flacco. They're going to be yelling that. But I think the Browns have every piece of the puzzle that it takes to win a Super Bowl. All they got to do is just go out there and do it. That's what they have to do if they want to get it. So we'll have to wait and see. Uh, the last Heisman Trophy winning number one overall pick, the Browns had a quarterback was Baker Mayfield, who signed a 3-year, $100 million contract on Monday with the Bucks, where Winston spent the first 5 years of his career, and he got some bonuses. Well, he got paid right then and there, Baker Mayfield, so he deserves that. I congratulate him. I tip my hat to him. The signing is controversial for several reasons, including the fact the Browns plan to bring were planning to bring Flacco back at one point if former Browns quarterback Jacoby Brissett agreed with the Patriots and was no longer an option for the Browns. Now, the Browns would have loved to have signed Brissett, but didn't want to pay him the $8 million he got from the Patriots, and he did sign with the Patriots, who might need him to start next season while they develop a rookie. And that rookie is DTR, Dorian Thompson Robinson. Also, a former Brown Austin Hooper signed with the Patriots. And they are now with a former Browns offensive coordinator who is now the Patriots offensive coordinator, Alex Van Pelt. So we will see what and Sahon Taki also signed with the Patriots. They traded Taki to the Patriots. While the Browns were fully prepared to re-sign Flacco, Winston became an option, and the Browns liked the fact that he was younger and a better fit for their scheme. Winston turned 30 on January 6th, and Flacco turned 39 on January 16th. Like Watson, Winston brings allegations of sexual misconduct for which he was suspended by the NFL. He missed the first three games of the 2018 season after the NFL conducted an investigation into a groping allegation by an Uber driver. Watson was suspended by the NFL for 11 games in 2022 for allegations of sexual misconduct involving more than 2 dozen massage therapists, most of whom settled out of court. The Browns know they would receive backlash from fans about the off-field issues, and that took that into consideration. But one source said Winston has matured a lot over the past few years since he got married and had a family, and that he'll be a good influence. Saints five-time Pro Bowl tight end Jimmy Graham posted on X, "This man is the best teammate I've ever had. Loves the city, the game, and embodies everything you can ask for in a leader. Watson is coming off surgery to repair his fractured right shoulder socket. Likes Winston a lot, which may have been a factor. The Browns want Watson to feel at home in the quarterback room, and he already has a relationship with Winston. And it's not that he doesn't get along with Flacco, Watson was excited to work with the 17-year veteran if it turned out that way, but they got Winston. So, and Flacco is now with the Indianapolis Colts. Winston told CBS Sports uh, Josina Anderson on Tuesday that his priority to help that his priority is to help Winston. Yes, I still envision myself as a starter. However, the Lord has also called me to lead my impacting and uh, in inner and increasing the who and increasing who are all around the who and all around me. He said, having the opportunity to work with Deshaun Watson and help him to be the best he can uh, possibly be is my main mission. Now, if Deshaun has to heal up for whatever reason, and I have to take a few games off of him, I'm going to be ready to do that. But I have to fulfill God's purpose first hearts, before my own heart's desire. Because ultimately I desire to win some Super Bowls, and the roster that Cleveland got looks like they can do that. Do it, excuse me. Last season, Winston backed up Derek Carr with the Saints, not starting any games and throwing only 47 passes after spending the first 5 seasons of his career in Tampa, where he went 28-42. Winston was initially replaced by Tom Brady in 2020 and initially signed a 1-year contract with the Saints to back up Drew Brees. His final year in Tampa, he led the NFL with 5,109 yards, but 5,109 yards, uh, but also 30 interceptions en route to uh, a 7-9 mark. Now in 2021, he went 5-2 as the Saints starter under coach Sean Payton and rehabilitated his career with 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions before suffering uh, a season-ending injury, torn ACL. He returned to start the first 3 games of the 2022 season, but went 1-2 before suffering injuries that cost him the starting job. I played every role I could play within the organization. He recently told the Saints News Network, I'm always going to be an uplifting throughout the building. However, my heart truly desires to be a starting and taking advantage of the gifts and talents that God has provided me to be able to have this platform to be able to build a relationship with the community and able to inspire young kids to uplift others. My main goal, I'm still chasing my dream. Is that my main goal? I'm still chasing my dream. I meant to say it that way. One link source said that Winston's signing makes sense because he's a great locker room guy. He has plenty of experience and will be able to help Watson on and off the field. Uh, and on and he is 6'4", 231 pounds. Winston has size and strength similar to that of Flacco, who set a Browns record with 4 straight 300-yard games in his 9 seasons. Winston has gone 30.16 with 141 touchdowns, 99 interceptions. He has completed 61.2% of his attempts and has a career uh, passer rating of 87.0. Now, uh, Browns GM Andrew Berry said in his postseason press conference that the overwhelming fan and player support for Flacco, which could be determinal, excuse me, to Watson, would not be a factor in their decision. But as you know, they decided not to bring him to sign Winston instead. Now the Browns are bringing back Devin Bush to the AFC North, signing him to a to the former signing the former Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker to a one-year deal, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Bush was the Steelers' first-round pick in 2019, spending 4 seasons in Pittsburgh after being selected 10th overall. Bush started his NFL career strong, making an impact on the team's defense rookie season, but after an ACL injury his second year, he was never able to get back to where Pittsburgh hoped he would, and they decided not to pick up his fifth-year option, allowing him to hit free agency last season, where he signed a one-year deal with the Seattle Seahawks, and now he signed with us. So, and he played 13 games for the Seahawks last season, recording 37 tackles and 5 tackles for a loss. Now on Friday, Cleveland added former Tennessee Titans head coach Mike Vrabel to its staff per Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero of NFL Network. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski and GM Andrew Berry have hired Mike Vrabel to serve as a consultant for the Browns. Per me and Tom Pelissero, Pelissero, uh, Pelissero, and Rappaport reported via X the former Titans coach and coach of the year had been with them in Indy at the combine and will work with the team this season. And he was looking for a coaching job, but he was not able to find one. So we'll see how this works out. But I do feel the Browns have everything it takes to really win a Super Bowl, and they are working on restructuring Jerry Judy's contract. Uh, and the Browns have reached a deal to sign ex-Ravens quarterback Tyler Huntley, according to ESPN. Uh, I just wanted to take an opportunity to mention that because that just came in today, and and the Browns agreed to terms with former Baltimore Ravens quarterback Tyler Huntley on a one-year contract for the veteran's minimum salary, a source told ESPN on Sunday. Now the Browns have hired 3 quarterbacks on their roster behind starter Deshaun Watson. Cleveland signed Jameis Winston last week. To be Watson's backup. And the Browns also have Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who started 3 games at rookie last season after being a 5th-round selection out of UCLA. It's more insurance for the Browns, who have to juggle quarterbacks last season. When Watson injured his throwing shoulder and made just 6 starts, eventually needing surgery, PJ Walker, Thompson-Robinson, and Joe Flacco all started games last season when Watson was injured. And Browns coach Kevin Stefanski said in January that Watson remains on track to return this spring from the surgery he underwent in November. So, and Huntley has been the Ravens' primary backup for Lamar Jackson for the past 3 seasons, with varying degrees of success filling the injured Jackson. Huntley went 3-7 as a starter for Baltimore, losing his 3 starts, including a wild card playoff game against the Cincinnati Bengals. And Huntley showed a lot of promise in 2022 and just 4 starts. in 2021 when he averaged 193 yards passing, 59 yards rushing per game, and nearly led Baltimore to an upset over the Los Angeles Rams, eventually falling to the eventual Super Bowl champions 20-19. So we'll see what happens with Huntley. We have him now, and they are also expected to sign Rodney McLeod to a 1-year deal. So they have signed him, and they've been restructuring Jerry Jeudy's contract and 10 million in cap space. So, and they have also signed defensive tackle Quentin Jefferson. They've re-signed him. So that's what the Browns have done in free agency and a little bit in the AFC North. And so I just wanted to bring you up to date on that. That's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm sorry if I went a little longer, but I'll be back with another podcast later this week. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.